morning friends, and welcome to the pre-market view. We've seen serious cuts across the global markets on the back of increased geopolitical tensions both in Russia as well as in Iraq, with the latest development that US is also considering airstrikes to give relief to the people stranded in the northern Iraq. So that has definitely led to some kind of nervousness across global markets. So despite the fact that the economic data points have been positive in the US, particularly job data and some of the other data points, but overall sentiment has got affected by the increased geopolitical tensions. So US markets were down about 0.46%, both Dow and Nasdaq, and even European markets were down anywhere from 1 to 2%. In other developments, the ECB has kept the rates unchanged, and if you look at the bond yields both in the Eurozone as well as in US, they continue to be at a lower level. In US, the 10-year bond yields have actually dipped below 2.5%, and in some of the Eurozone countries like Germany, the bond yields have dipped further to almost about zero. But that did not have any kind of a material positive impact on the equity markets as such. And when we look at the Asian markets today morning, Nikkei is down almost about 3%, and the yen has actually appreciated against the dollar to about 101 odd level, and which is leading to some kind of a weakness across the equity markets, and more so for the export-oriented stocks in Japan. And even Hang Seng is down about 0.75%, and SGX Nifty is suggesting that we are going to open down about 75 to almost about 80 odd points. In terms of flows, friends, FIs were net sellers in the cash market to the tune of 75 odd crore, and overall sentiment continues to be negative as we see some kind of a spike up in the Nifty, but the broader market and the stocks in particular are not showing any kind of a strength broadly. So we think that the market would remain a bit soft. There might be intraday spike ups, but overall we think that at least for now any meaningful rally is unlikely. On that note, let me invite Sadhana to take us through important F&O cues and ideas that we can have from the F&O side.
Good morning friends, let's have a view on derivatives. Yesterday Nifty started the session on a negative note, and initial number of trades markets continued to trade in a narrow range ahead of lack of fresh triggers in the market. But later on, post-lunch, market took support at around 7650, and from there it recovered sharply and hit a fresh intraday high at around 7750 odd levels. But in last half an hour of trade, we have seen that some selling was witnessed in many of the blue chip counters, due to which Nifty snapped its session at 7669.65 with a marginal loss of 0.28%. In this period, we have seen that long unwinding was taking place by market players, as around 5.37 lakh shares were shattered in open interest, approximately 10,000 contracts were reduced. And Nifty futures price also decreased by approximately 22 rupees. On the other hand, cost of carry increased by 10% from 4.20 to 4.64, along with Nifty futures premium increased marginally from 19 points to 20.40 odd levels. On the options front, PCR is decreased by 2.33% from 0.86 to 0.84, which is clearly indicating that in yesterday's trade call option has added good number of shares in open interest. India VIX also decreased by 1.12 from 14.30 to 14.14. On the options activity, we have observed one good thing, that in put option, unwinding activity taking place in 7300 call option, and that activity is shifted to 7500 put option, which we can see now 7500 stands with highest number of shares in open interest, followed by 7300 and 7600. In the call option, we have seen that unwinding activity taking place in 7700 call option and 7900 call option, and good activity was observed, like 4% shares were added in 7800 call option. So this might act as a stiff resistance going forward. There is one security in bank period today, which is IB real estate, and yesterday FS were net buys of 265 odd crores in future and option segment. A 5-day CVM stands at 7685. Lower range for the market would be 7600 and higher range would be 7800. But Singapore Nifty is trading below 7600, 80 points down at 7.91. We may see a gap down opening in Nifty futures today. That's it from derivatives. Thank you.
Friends, let me take you through Sharekhan pre-market action report, starting with actionable ideas. First of all, some positive news for the banks is the RBI has relaxed the refinancing norms for the banks for the financing that they've done with the infrastructure companies. So this is definitely going to be a big positive for the banks which have a lot of exposure to the infrastructure sector as a whole, and where there are some sticky loans. So particularly banks like PNB, Canara Bank, Union Bank are the ones where there is going to be a positive impact of this development. So one can go long on PNB with a stop loss of 912 and a target of about 949 to about 954. And Canara Bank also one can go long with a stop loss of 384 and a target of about 409 to about 414. Aurobindo Pharma came out with exceptionally good set of numbers, and it has also got a FDA approval for generic phentermine, and overall on the numbers front there was a lot of positive surprise. So one can go long on the Aurobindo Pharma with a stop loss of 701 and a target of about 734 to about 742. And Ipca Lab, some negative news as the US FDA has listed the serious deviations on its Ratlam API facility. Friends, earlier also there were some reports that certain products coming out from this particular plant are not meeting the standards of the US FDA, and that shipment was actually stuck, and the management had said that it would take about 6 months time to correct these issues. But this particular development looks far more serious. So we can short Ipca with a stop loss of 736 and a target of about 707 to about 695. Here's a list of stocks with positive and negative bias for the day traders. So stocks with positive bias are PFC, ICICI Bank and Reliance Industries, and stocks with negative bias are REC, IGL, which is Indraprastha Gas, and Jubilant Food. Companies which will be announcing numbers today: State Bank, we are looking at a net profit of about 3260 crore, about 14 to 15% kind of growth in the net profit. Watch out for the NPL levels and the statements coming out from the management on their take on the NPL cycles going forward. M&M, we are looking at a net profit of about 785 crore. Sun TV, we are looking at a net profit of about 180 crore. Phenolics Cable 38 crores, and Gabriel India about 12 crore. Zydus Cadila has gotten a US FDA approval for potassium citrate ER tablets, which has a market size of about $132 million. And Apollo Tyres is looking at raising about 1725 crore to meet their expansion plans. And Bharti Airtel has been able to raise almost about 2140 crore by selling 4.5% stake in Bharti Infratel, for which there was an OFS. And SpiceJet has, after 3 years of lag, been able to increase the salaries of its staff members, so some positive uptick can be expected in SpiceJet. And Reliance Communication, which is really under the cash flow pressures, has been able to get about 650 crore as first installment from a promoter group. So a bit of a relief for RCom. That's it from all of us, friends. Have a great weekend ahead and a great trading session. See you on Monday morning.